Look what we done. We got the goats out here today. The babies are, well, they was taking a nap, but they eating too. And look at Miss Truffles. Truffles says, "What's this?" Say, "What's this, Truffles?" Say, "I ain't seen this before." But it's a good cool day. I mean, it's probably, I don't know, in the 60s. Sun's out, but the wind's blowing. It's still another beautiful day. But they've been laying down eating, and poor old Sheba is just so huge, y'all. I just don't see how in the world that girl's going to go much longer. What is it, Truffles? Huh? What is it? Say, "I curious is my mama." I'm sorry, I was watching Sheba. She is just so miserable. But don't you look? I mean, it don't even look like, you can tell they've shortened the grass a little bit. And they done been out here probably 2.5 hours. Billy, did you get it? I'm sorry, I didn't come over here for you to stick your nose in it. Say, there's Laverne. There's the mama. See, there's the milk girls. One of them be able to be bred this year, won't you, Truffles? Say, "I know my name." But the little babies are just so cute. They've been there napping. They'll nibble. They eat feed. Mama just give them some milk. And she woke them up. And they just have got done eating, and they've laid back down there. But they just so precious. Say, I could just play with them all day long. But here's poor old Sheba. I'm telling you, she looks like she's about to bust. I sworn she does. Ain't that right, Miss Sheba? Say, I get down and it's hard to get back up. And I don't know that she ain't got 4 in her. I mean, looking at her in person and in the camera, it just don't do her justice. I feel sorry for her. But the other girls, I'm thinking, let's see, this is April. So, January, February, March, April, May. She should have about a month left. Because she should be due summers around May 18th. But the way her bag's swelling and stuff, I figure she'll probably go about 2 more weeks, and that'll be that. Because I know it was December the 18th whenever we brought her out here to Billy. But see, there's another mama, and she's the only registered one we got. Say, Widow Rosebud. And she's got baby bumps, but they ain't nowhere near as big as Marietta and Sheba. But she's, I don't know, she's long-bodied and thick. But there's Miss Laverne and Shirley, and then the new mom, Miss Butterfly. I'm gonna walk over here and show you Marietta. Here's my 2 lazy boobs. Say, there's Bright Eyes. Nope, there's Bright Eyes, sorry. There's boy Booty, and there's little Callie. Mr. Lazy, are you about did for? Shirley, about wear you out?
I think so.
He like to never. She was pulling and a running and a jerking. The rest of them done fine, but she was the last one because I didn't want to leave a pregnant one last because I was afraid they'd get so upset. But I think what we need to do, Glenn, is take Shirley with either Sheba or Marietta, and then Laverne with either Sheba or Marietta. And then take Billy and Rosebud, and then take the babies and little Mama Butterfly. Say, little Lena, we still ain't got a name for the baby boy, so if y'all come up with any good boy goat names, let us know, because we done got
Bob.
well, we done got a Billy Joe.
Yeah, we have a Billy Bob.
Billy's rolling. He had his head stuck again this morning. But anyway, guys, I just wanted y'all to see. We went and mowed all of this out through here today. Got this up, got it charged and or electrified, and got it to working. And then we put them out here. And they've just been eating. I'm so worried about poor old Sheba. She's just miserable. I know cows I don't know much about goats. As y'all know, this is our first goats we've ever had. And I know with the cows, a lot of time when it gets close to their time, they can get where it's hard for them to breathe. And that's the way Sheba is. But Sheba's about the size of 2 goats. Laying back there. I mean, 2 full goats. When she's looking straight at you, you can see plenty on both sides of her head. See how big and broad? But I know she's acting like she's having a hard time breathing. And I know cows can do that when they get close to time to go in too. Their breathing gets labored, which I imagine some moms do too, but anyway, guys, I just wanted to show you what we'd done today. And I'm telling you what, Shirley, she really did take Glenn for a ride. She was running. We finally got her caught up with some feed. I kept telling Glenn we can't run her long at a time. But we got her caught up in the corner, and then look at one baby's just snoozing. Them two are just like 2 peas in a pod. You don't never see them apart. Where one is, you'll always see the other one. And if they get separated, they start baying like crazy. And whenever they was out there, they was the last 2 that we brought. And until they was in there by themselves, they never made a racket. So they can be away from Mama, but if they're separated, they have a fit. Yeah, Butterfly. They over here laying down, girl. But
a lot of times to walk off and leave their babies and go eat babies' heads.
yeah. Well, I know I was telling them that they never made a sound until they was over there by themselves, and then they bayed one time, and I said, we coming. And that was it. And then when we got in there, they was quiet and calm, come right up to us. We picked them up, petted them, and brought them out here, and they was fine. But boy, Shirley wasn't, was she?
No.
Pigleen couldn't get her to walk. She was dragging him, and she could see him. I mean, as you see, right there's where we brought them from. Yeah, she was wanting to come down through the fence and come in, but maybe tomorrow it'll be a lot easier on us getting them out here. But I think if we take her with one of the most experienced ones.
Oh, it'll take a day or two, but they'll get used to the lead.
Yep. Because the other ones we didn't have a bit of problem with, did we?
Not today, but now the first time we could have led them, they was a little wild too.
Yep. But they know whenever we're moving them now that we're moving them to summers where they can go eat or...
But with that coming to a halt before long, they get used to this electric fence, and they're going to be in it all the time.
Yep. That's all we're doing now with this and here. And you know, that's another good use for these Premier One fences. If you ain't got something that's used to electric, most time these don't hit as hard as electric fences. And this will get them used to electric, and they'll learn what the smell is and everything else. But it breaks them into it, because I knew ours was the first 3 that we had, I knew was used to electric. And I knew Billy, whenever he would get out, before we bought him, he wouldn't ever come through the electric fence. So it was like he already smelt it or knew. I don't know if he was in it when he was a baby or what. But now them 2 young ones over there, one's done got into it. The little baby boy went and got his little leg into it. And he went, ow, ow. But as soon as they get, after 2 or 3 days, probably as soon as this gets eat down good, we'll have their fence fixed to where we can put them, because we're wanting to put them over there in that big old hedgerow, because they'd be able to eat in there for days. But that's where we're wanting to put them. Whether that's where we get to put them or not, I don't know. But guys, anyway, I just wanted to show you what we've done today and show you another good use for these Premier One fences, because, I mean, I love these things for getting stuff used to electricity. I mean, the chickens, everything. I mean, it just works really good because these don't hit as hard. They're not on solid. Well, depending on what box you use, it could be on solid, but for the most part,
No, you ain't supposed to use that.
these ain't supposed to be used on solid ones.
Nope.
That's what I was thinking, but that's another thing that Mr. Lazy brought up. I forgot to tell you. These Premier One fences ain't supposed to be used on a solid, continuous box. That's what I was trying to think of. Instead of it staying on solid, it should pulsate with the electricity. So anyway, guys, there's you tips and another good use for Premier One fences for today, and just letting you see these baby goats and little Miss Triple Wide. I need to look at her bag, guys, right before I leave. I'm gonna zoom in on it and see if it's got any bigger today. Can't see good for the sun in my eyeballs. Oh yeah, Glenn, it looks like Sheba's teats are feeling. You know, if she was to... Alright, I'm coming. Alright, guys, I gotta go help him. And thank you guys for watching. We appreciate you with all of our hearts. Y'all have a good one. Stay safe. And God bless you. See you on the next one, guys. Bye. Aw. Buttons. Buttons, what you doing, pretty girl? What are you doing, pretty girl? Huh? See what's my little Miss Buttons doing? So I'm taking a bath. Say, look how I'm washing myself. Say hey, pretty girl.
It's still working in there.
Don't y'all look at that little heart. They was nose to nose. It was more closed, but I thought that was so sweet. I mean, it's like they was leaning on one another. See, but we did have us a heart going on. I think they're going to go back together. They are. Ain't that so sweet? Well, they moved. I just had to show y'all that. All right, we're out of here.